Power supply to the bedroom. Power supply to the bedroom from the panel board. Installation of a new circuit to power the bedroom in the load center, panel board, distribution center. All bedroom outlets and circuits must be arc fault protected. AFCI arc fault circuit interrupter. Main load center. Power buses. Neutral, ground buses. Plug-on neutral buses. Main breaker. Branch circuit breakers. Load center bonding screw. Only one neutral conductor can be terminated under same screw. More than one wire of the same size can be terminated under the same screw if the ground bar is listed for such termination. The circuit breaker must be approved for the load center where it will be installed. AFCI, arc fault circuit interrupter, circuit breaker with pigtail wire. Breaker handle. Test button. Neutral terminal. Hot terminal. Pigtail wire. Plug-on neutral AFCI breaker. Plug-on neutral AFCI circuit breaker connection plug to neutral bar. To use a plug-on neutral circuit breaker, the load center must have a neutral bus that accepts these breakers. The neutral spring clip of the circuit breaker is inserted onto the neutral bus bar. The circuit breaker must be properly sized for the circuit capacity and cable size. For 14.2 cable, the correct breaker size is 15 amps. Electricity is dangerous. Accidentally touching any live parts of the load center can cause sparks and electric shock, which can be fatal. Always disconnect power to the load center by turning off the main breaker whenever possible. After turning off the main breaker, there is still voltage on the breaker terminals and in the service cable. Before unscrewing and removing the neutral wire from the neutral bus, always turn off the circuit breaker to avoid sparking and electric shock. The neutral carries power back to the load center, panel board, so it gets hot when not grounded. The circuit cable from the bedroom is already routed near the panel board. Installing an AFCI, arc fault circuit interrupter, in an existing panel board, load center. Turn off the main breaker or the feeder breaker for the sub-panel. This video was taken on a live panel board, but for amateur DIY work, to avoid electric shock, always turn off the power to the entire panel by turning off the main breaker. Remove the panel cover. Danger. To install a new circuit in an existing panel, load center, you will most likely be working near exposed electrical parts of the panel live. Electricity is dangerous. Accidentally touching any live parts of the load center can cause sparks and electric shock, which can be fatal. Always disconnect power to the panel or sub-panel before starting work, if possible. Open the selected knockout in the panel board enclosure. Insert the cable connector into the open knockout. Insert the cable into the connector and fasten the cable, usually a staple, 12 inches from the panel board. strip the cable jacket. Route the ground wire, bare copper conductor, neatly inside the load center panel board and connect it to the neutral ground bar in the panel. Install the AFCI circuit breaker. Connect, terminate, the pigtail wire from the circuit breaker to the neutral ground bus. Apply power to the panel and test the installed circuit breaker for proper operation. Turn off the power. Route the neutral, white, wire, conductor, inside the panel board. Trim it, strip the end of the wire about 1/2 inch and connect it to the neutral terminal screw of the circuit breaker. Route the hot, black, wire, conductor, inside the panel board. Trim it, strip the end of the wire about 1/2 inch and connect it to the hot terminal screw of the circuit breaker. Power up the panel and test the circuit breaker with the connected circuit for proper operation. Remove the knockout and panel board cover for the installed circuit breaker. Reinstall the panel board cover. Mark, describe the installed circuit breaker. Attach the test instruction and the test reminder label, supplied with the AFCI switch, in a visible position on the enclosure.
If this video is helpful, please subscribe. Comments are welcome.
Power supply to the bedroom from the junction box elsewhere. When the power cable is taken from an outlet in another room, replace the outlet with an AFCI type and power the bedroom through it to get the required AFCI protection in the new bedroom. Power supply to the bedroom from the cable left after the room has been gutted. When the power cable is left after the room has been gutted, an AFCI-type receptacle should be installed in the first outlet in the bedroom and used to power the bedroom to ensure the required protection of the entire room. AFCI, GFCI receptacle. Test and reset buttons. Receptacle status light. Receptacle description. AFCI, arc fault circuit interrupter. GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupter. AFGF, arc fault ground fault circuit interrupter, dual function. Receptacle yoke. Receptacle mounting screws. Rear view of the AFGF receptacle. Grounding screw, green. Line terminals. Load terminals. Line neutral screw, silver. Line hot screw, gold. Load neutral screw, silver. Load hot screw, gold. Installation of AFCI, arc fault circuit interrupter, to provide AFCI protection for circuit extension. With the power cable left in the gutted room, install the AFCI receptacle in the outlet where the power cable enters. Splicing, connection sketch. Cable from the power source. Cables to other outlets. To ground screw. Ground, bare, wire connected to ground, green, screw. To line terminals. Power neutral, white, wire connected to line receptacle terminal, silver, screw. Power hot, black, wire connected to line receptacle terminal, gold, screw. Power, line, wires connected to power, line, receptacle terminals. To load terminals. Load hot, black, wire connected to the load receptacle terminal, gold, screw. Load neutral, white, wire connected to the load receptacle terminal, silver, screw. Load wires connected to load receptacle terminals. Replacing the duplex receptacle with an AFCI, arc fault circuit interrupter, to provide AFCI protection for circuit extension. Disconnect the power to the receptacle and remove the receptacle wall plate. Remove the receptacle from the outlet box. Bring the cable from the new extended circuit. Open any available knockout in the junction box. Insert the cable into the knockout and staple the cable within 12 inches from the junction box. The cables should be between 12 and 18 inches long when they enter the junction box. Remove the jacket from the cables. The sheath, jacket, of the cables should protrude beyond the entrance to the enclosure, junction box, not less than 1/4 inch. Disconnect all wires and remove the receptacle device. Splice the ground wire from the added cable to the existing spliced ground wires. Take a piece of white wire to make the pigtail and splice it to the neutral, white wires from the existing receptacle. Take a piece of black wire to make the pigtail and splice it to the hot, black wires from the existing receptacle. Group all the wires, fold and push the wires towards the back of the junction box. Hold them, grab them and cut them in front of your fist. Strip the ends of the wires about 1/2 inch. Connect the ground, bare, wire to the ground, green, screw of the receptacle. Connect the neutral, white, wire from the power source to the line neutral, silver, screw of the receptacle. Connect the hot, black, wire from the power source to the line hot, gold, screw of the receptacle. Remove the yellow sticker covering the connection screws on the load side of the receptacle device. Connect the hot, black, wire from the cable to the new circuit extension to the load hot, gold, screw of the receptacle. Connect the neutral, white, wire from the cable to the new circuit extension to the load neutral, silver, screw of the receptacle. Neatly fold and push the wires into the junction box. Use a screwdriver to make sure the wires are not loose. Attach the receptacle to the junction box. Make sure the receptacle is level. Install the receptacle wall plate, restore power and test the installed receptacle for proper operation.
If this video is helpful, please subscribe. Comments are welcome.
Power the bedroom and test all installed electrical devices for proper operation. Alternative installation of lighting in bedrooms according to the requirements of the NEC Code shown in examples 2, 3 and 4 in the next video. Also additional bedroom wiring in the next video.